Hello and welcome. This video is going to be my reseller recap for the month of August for the year 2022. And as per usual, I'm going to give you over to other Bob for the wall of accountability, and then she'll give you right back. Welcome to the wall of accountability. So I am so proud of myself for the month of August. You can see how full this is. I mean, I still didn't get everything, but very close. And all of this work is going to be reflected in my sales numbers when we get to that portion of the video. I only did one whatnot show this month, and that is because I am not buying stuff. So I was just trying to move some jewelry, which did move, which was awesome. So that number is not going to be very big for this month either. But this is the first month I have listed 200 items in total for the month, and that is amazing. So I'm going to give you back to Bob, and she will go over net numbers and goals. Thanks, other Bob. So if you are new here, my reseller recap is where I go over my goals for the year, where I am with them, as well as my net profit. I know not very many resellers actually share their net profit. I am a full-time reseller. This is my first year trying to do full-time reselling, and I knew when I started in the 1st of February that this was going to be a long road to build up to where I need to be. Just so you have an understanding, what I'm trying to do is, right now, I've been working on getting a net profit of $1,350, and that will pay all of my base expenses. So that would be all of like my mortgage, my utilities, my car insurance, and my taxes for the year, because now I am self-employed, so I have to pay those once a quarter as well. So that just covers those are what I consider fixed expenses. Granted, utilities do change nominally, but those are what I consider my fixed expenses. So I need at least $1,350 in order to pay all of those. And that doesn't cover food or gas or any of that other stuff. But that was a flat number that I needed to reach, and then we can start building on that to where everything gets covered, not just, you know, the bare minimum. And I did have, when I left my 9-to-5 job, a nice amount of savings, because I knew I had like a year's worth of savings for me to like live off of in case I didn't do what I needed to do. It's gonna be like a year of this before I had to go get a real job if this didn't work out. This is a real job, but you know, that's what some people like to say. So for August, I'm gonna go over my goals first. First goal I achieved when I got fed up with my 9-to-5. I couldn't take it anymore, and I went full-time. That was my first goal for 2022, was to go full-time. When I made that goal at the beginning of the year, I wasn't like 100% sure, but enough was enough. I gave them like a whole month's of notice, and just like, I'm done. If I do go get another 9-to-5, it will not be back at my previous employer. Let's just say that. The second goal is my wall of accountability. You guys can see that for the month of August is the closest I've ever been to achieving my goal. My wall of accountability is I wanted to list the same number of items I had sold the previous day on eBay, regardless of whatever platform I sold them on, and then add an additional $100 to my store. So say I sold 5 items yesterday, then that means today I would need to list at least 5 items plus an additional $100. So I might list, you know, 6 items, because it would be 5 items and then one $100 item. So I'd be list a total of 6 items for the day, but 5 to make up for the day before, and an additional amount of money. So that way I'm always my store is growing. It's not stagnating. I know some people much rather have a small store and just get really high sell-through items. I wish I could find that in my area. That's just not feasible for me. So this so far has helped me kind of build my business. And it's challenging enough to where I still haven't gotten it yet, but I'm getting there. So that's what's important. My third goal is to hit $10,000 gross sales on eBay in a 90-day period. Again, my fixed cost of living is a lot lower, or maybe higher in some areas, but I figured that if I could get, you know, roughly $3,300 a month in gross sales on eBay, then that means that all my fixed expenses would be covered in my net profit on eBay alone, and then all the other platforms as well as, you know, YouTube other money would pay my variable expenses. So I still haven't hit that yet. I am around $6,500 right now, but that number is climbing again. The end of quarter three has been going awesome. Quarter three in general has been going great. Death to my death pile. So I currently am doing a buying hiatus, which will expire in October regardless, just because of the fact that I will be going to California. I do plan on hopefully meeting up with Matt if he is willing, and do some thrifting while I'm in California. I'm not going to California just to go visit Matt. I am a Twitch partner, and that's one of the things I like doing every year. And you know, because of the pandemic, we didn't have it the last 2 years, so it's kind of like I'm going to that. It just also happens to be in San Diego, so if that's that. So as far as my death pile goes, I am on a buy hiatus and until I list 1,000 items. Yes, that's how many items I have in my death pile that I can confidently say I can list 1,000 items just from my house and still have stuff in my death pile. So, so far I am at 230 items out of 1,000. So I'm at 23% if you guys can do or like doing maths. So I'm making slow and steady progress. As I mentioned before, I do have some updates on the eBay room, but that's going to be another video. The fifth goal actually was for YouTube, and it's to reach 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube. My growth here on YouTube has been slow and steady. I don't really do the things that you're supposed to do. Thumbnails and titles I struggle with. So I'm just kind of like, I take a screen cap from somewhere in the video and I make a title. And then, you know, I still do the thrifted treats because they're fun and I don't really care if it hurts my channel. I do this for fun. It has now also become a minor income source. So I don't feel like I'm losing anything. I didn't feel like I was losing anything before I got paid, but it's now an added bonus to the fact that I enjoy making content and connecting with you all here in the community and sharing the random bits of information that I know in addition to making content. So I haven't gotten that, but I did end August with 2,421 subscribers. So I might get to 2,500, so halfway to my goal. Again, I have no control over the algorithm other than to, you know, do clickbaity titles and clickbaity thumbnails. That's such an antithesis to who I am as a person. That's also why I don't say, you know, like or subscribe or any of that other stuff, because that's just not me. I feel like that if you enjoy my content and I provide value to you, then you will like and or subscribe. Also, like, YouTube's been around for over a decade now. I feel like people understand that that's something you should do maybe if you like the person that you're watching. If not, you do you. But I'm also one of those people that like literally am very picky about who I subscribe to and who I do likes to. So that's also like why I don't really say anything, because I'm also kind of that person anyway as a viewer. So those are my 5 goals, and so now we're going to go over to probably the portion of the video that most of you all want to know about, and that is my net profit for all the platforms that I sell on, as well as extra monies. So we're going to start with the lowest performing reselling platform first, and then work our way up to eBay, because eBay is my main bay. Whatnot was my lowest performing platform. I did one Whatnot, and it was a jewelry Whatnot, and that's just because I'm not really a jewelry reseller, but Carolyn and Ernie gifted me a bunch of free inventory to list, so I was like, I'll try it on Whatnot. Puffles again, thank you very much. So I made $21.42 on Whatnot. So that was selling 13 items, so it was like basically, you know, maybe $2, less than $2 an item. Perfectly fine with that. It was free inventory. The next lowest performing platform is Facebook Marketplace, and I made a net profit on Facebook Marketplace of $27.25. I am starting to consider not doing Facebook Marketplace anymore. It's not like Etsy where I can just set it and forget it. Like, I have to renew the listings once every like 3 or 4 days, and I forget about it, and then it doesn't seem to be worth it. Like, yes, I finally hit the $600 threshold on Facebook to where they have to, you know, report my income, despite the fact I report it anyway. But just feel like if I put that in a platform that's more conducive to the stuff I sell, like maybe Depop, I'll try Depop again, maybe not, because that's again another thing that I have to renew every 3 days. I might just not just do Poshmark and eBay and Etsy and then try again on Whatnot. But I'm considering getting rid of Facebook Marketplace just because it hasn't performed well for me. The next platform I did well on was Poshmark, and that was a net profit of $82.48, and that was honestly like 90% of that was that one day I decided to send offers to likers, bulk offers to likers on Poshmark, and I sold like 8 things in one day. That has never happened before. It was amazing. It hasn't happened since. I haven't sent out bulk offers to watchers since then. Haven't had the great success I did that one time. Maybe Poshmark was just like, ooh, you remembered I exist. Here, let me throw you a few pennies. The next platform was Etsy. Etsy for me has always performed exceptionally well. The second half of the year for Etsy is the best for me. So it had a net profit on Etsy of $86.28. So outperforming Poshmark, and again, it's a set it and forget it platform. It just happens to come across in my email box. I'm like, ooh, yay. And I do sell a lot of vintage, so that's why. And actually Poshmark, my highest performing category on Poshmark or brand is vintage. So I'm beginning to feel like maybe I should do Depop, give it another go. But the first experience on Depop was just so bad, I kind of don't want to. And then the king of platforms for me is eBay, and I made a net profit on eBay of $1,106.17, which is awesome. I made more on eBay than I did the previous month, so that was very exciting for me. And it's like I said, it's going back up. June was definitely the wake-up call, and I have put some more practices in place that have hopefully. Why do I have doorbell? Hold on, I'll be right back. Door-to-door sales lady. I have not had one of those in a long time. I do not want them ever. So now we're going to move into other income sources that revolve around reselling and this YouTube channel. The first one is Buy Me a Coffee. I made $17.81 through Buy Me a Coffee, and I have some individuals to thank for that. The first one I have to thank for that is Jen. She bought me coffee. Thank you very much for that. It's very generous and always a nice surprise. So I really appreciate you thinking of me and doing that. It's really, really kind of you. And then my friend Donna, who you guys have seen on the channel, she bought me 3 coffees. She does that because like she'll see something in my video and then ask me about it, and then she's like, oh, can I have it? Can I buy it from you? And I'm like, no, I could just give it to you. You're my friend. And then so she just buys me coffees, so that way she still pays me for it, and I can't say no to that. So Donna, thank you very much, and I appreciate you being my friend and you being so supportive, and I can't wait for you to tell me all about Germany and France, which is where she's at right now. Her and her family went on a little trip. So again, very grateful. It's just there. I don't promote it. I just appreciate it when you guys think of me and then are so generous. And then my final income source for the month is my Anthro Anthology. I compiled a list of current Anthropologie brands that have either a high sell-through rate and or a high average sale price that I feel would behoove individuals to know to maybe add that to their sourcing strategy when they're out at the thrift store. Mostly because I've seen a lot of people talk about this is an Anthropologie brand, so I picked this up and they get really excited, but like the sell-through rate is like 17%, so they're gonna sit on it for a while. But you know, if you get it at the bins, you pay less than $1 for it, it's still, you know, I still pick that up. I still do that, but I have that guide, it's down below. It's actually free. You just type in 0 if you wanna get it for $0, but some individuals have chosen to tip me for it or to pay me for the resource. So for those of you that have done that, that's very kind of you. I did want to make it mostly a free guide because, well, it is a free guide. I wanted to make it free because, you know, not everybody can find a lot of Anthropologie brands in their area, but it is good to have that knowledge in the background in case you go on vacation like I will next month, where you maybe will be able to find and source more of those brands. But I did make $40.97 from people deciding to give me some amount of money for the anthology. I do plan on updating it. I also plan on creating another one, but not for anthropology, but for another really large retailer, which will be a surprise when I finish it, or will be announced when I finish it. But I will also update the anthology at the same time. So it's a big project. I am working on it. So for my total net profit for August, it is $1,382.44. So did I pay all of my fixed expenses for the month of August with my reselling money? For the second month in a row, yes, I did. Do I still need to make more to cover like food and gas and all that stuff? Absolutely, I do. But I'm excited that I have 2 consecutive months where I've paid my fixed expenses. So I feel like, based on the numbers and the way September's going, that I will do it for a 3rd month in a row, and that hopefully will indicate that I will actually be, by the end of the year, self-sustaining. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was interesting for you guys, and again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in a couple days for another video. Until then, bye! Bye.